Hi there everybody. Gosh, what a lovely day it's today, isn't it? Sun's shining, it's a little bit warmer, and yeah, here we are tangling away just as ever. So, tile 336. It doesn't sound many, does it, when you say it quickly? Or I hope it is anyway. I haven't got my tile here that I did with me on Tuesday, but I think it's 336. And what do I have today? Regular pen, pencil, torty yarn. I've got my little ruler here because I want a straight edge. And on my tile here, it's a grey tile. I've just added just a little bit of ink around the edge, just for a little bit of interest. But you can add that after if you want to. It's a little bit, it's not measuring today, but it's a little bit of construction to start with. I just thought we'd try something a little bit different. So if you're ready, we'll see how we go, shall we? I'm going to start then with... actually, I don't think it matters with the outside. I'm going to start with pen because I want a bit of a border. And then I'll move on to do pencil just for a little bit. So here we go. Oh. Now it's just so happens that today's coincided with Scott's birthday on Hobby Maker, isn't it? So I know this afternoon they asked me if I'd put something together. So there is a little bit of a 2 products on there today. So sorry, we're on our tile. I didn't know what time they were doing it, but yeah, I don't know if you've got it on in the background, but you can see my pencils there. So I don't know what they're planning on doing. We'll see. Okay, are we ready then? I'm going to switch back to pencil for now. So I want to find the middle of my tile. So here we go. I am going to draw just a light line all the way across. And the same again here as well. So put my pencil on there. And I'm just going to draw my line that way. Okay, so I've got a cross in it. And then whilst I'm at it, I'm going to put in a straight line here. Now see, I'm actually lining it up with the edge of the tile. Drawing it down there. And the same here. Drawing it down there. Okay, so I've got all those marks. So let's have a little look then. I'm going to sort of imagine the one that I did the first cross here. Let's sort of think about, I don't know, about halfway, put a little mark. So we'll do the same here, about halfway, halfway, and halfway. Okay. And so it is Scott's birthday, Sue, so I thought it would be rude not to sort of include a birthday book. So yeah, okay. So looking at this one where we've got this diagonal line here, let's go in. There's about halfway, but I'm going to go halfway again, so about a quarter. I don't want to get into lots of measurements, but if you imagine, look, there's my halfway, and then half of that space is there. That makes sense, doesn't it? There's halfway and there's halfway. Okay, so I've got sort of this kind of a shape if we really sort of focus on that. So, okay, first of all then, I'm going to come in with pen now. Now I've got 2 pens here with me today. I've got my O2 and my O3. So I'm going to start with the O2. It's nice sometimes, isn't it, to have a look at using the different size nibs, because O2 is quite fine. And what I'm basically doing is I'm joining the dots together. I'm not worried about that. These things happen. Okay. All right. So along and in we go. Hello, Kathy from Wales. Looking forward to the weekend. I know, exciting. I've got some fab pieces of artwork ready to go. So I hope you're ready for that. Okay, and along there we go. We've got that kind of a shape. Okay, so far so good. Not too bad at all. So let's look at this line here. You see where we've got like the cross going this way? And what I want to do is put myself a little mark. So if I imagine halfway, halfway again. Do I want to go that far down? Yeah. So look, halfway, halfway, little mark. So if I do that on all of them, so it's about half and a mark, about half and a mark, halfway and then halfway. So I've got a bit of a sort of a bit of a cross or a square there, So what I want to do now is I'm going to take from each point, see like that, go to that one there, and create another little V shape in that. Okay. Oh, thank you, Sue. It's nice to know. It's nice to get some good feedback, or any feedback, honestly, but thank you. The scissors are really sweet, aren't they? And they're just small enough that you can fit in your bag. Very sharp though. Okay, so see at the moment, you could do this freehand if you want to, but I'm sort of going in with a straight edge so I can get the shape there. Okay, so that's our first bit. I'm going to zoom in a bit now so you can see what we're doing. Okay, so let's have a look. So just joining that. I'm going to focus on this shape here, this one, okay? And what I want to do is I'm going to come inside and I'm going to aura inside that first shape. So all the way around, and you can see I'm still using that straight line as a guideline. Working my way around. Same on this one, look. There we go. So I've got that little aura in there. So I'm going to do that in all 4 of them, so another 3 to do. So again, if you want to do this freehand, you can do that. That's absolutely fine. But I'm following, you see there, I can just come in now and do that because I've got my lines sort of lined up. But here, I always like to be able to see, if possible, what I'm drawing. So rather than having the ruler over the top of those bits, I can have it so I can see exactly what I'm doing. Rows, no, they're not just for material. They're really sharp and pointed. So if you're cutting out, you know, fussy cutting bits and pieces and things like that, you could use them for that. What I would say though, if you're going to use them for paper, use them for paper. If you were going to use them for fabric or cutting your threads, then use them for that. So I wouldn't, you know, use them for both. That's what I'm saying. One or the other. Okay. They're not actually on my website yet. I will get that done at some point. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to repeat that. So again, another aura inside that one. So I can get into grips with this now, see, so I know where I'm going with it. Okay. Again, just joining the dots, one to the other. Same on this one. Okay, same on this one. And you see what I've done there? I actually put my line or my ruler on that original line and then move it up. And that's going to give me something very close to what I already drew there. It really helps. Okay. All right. Oh, thanks for that. Yeah, they are on Sewing Street, but Rose, hang on, let me put them on my website. Okay. And this one. So I've auraed twice in that shape there, just sort of using that straight edge to help me out. There we go. Okay, so we've got that kind of thing. So looking at this shape in the middle then now, let's go in there. Okay, I'm not worried about that, it'll go out, it'll disappear when we shade it. Again, find sort of the middle, and I'm going to come in and create a loop and another, and then another and another. Okay, and again, let's just do a little aura inside those. Not going to see much of one, but let's do it anyway. And same again, so find your middle, and let's do a loop, and then a loop, and then a loop. It's typical, isn't it? Just when you're doing a live. Okay, and a loop, and a loop. Then to the next bit. and loops. Okay. And then another loop and loops. Oh, good grief. There we go. So I'll put a loop on each side. So looking at the space left, sorry about my boys, but they're doing their job. Aura inside those as well. And see, I'm going freehand with this now because it's quite a small area, so it doesn't really matter so much about trying to keep things straight. And there, keeping that aura in. Okay. Oh, that's Seth. He always has to have the last word. He's got to make everybody know. See, sort of going with that shape there. There we go. Same on the next one. And the next one. Okay. Just keeping that going. Just like Seth is. He is Glennis. He does like to have the last word. He thinks he's still the boss. Okay, let's have a look inside these shapes then. I'm going to sort of focus on this one here. So I'm going to bring an aura in again, but this time it's going to follow through there. And then I'm going to ignore that line and come in and create a little shape there like that. Okay. The same is, I'm going to follow that one down. That's going to help me there. And then here, look, that one's going to help me do that one. And I might as well do that one while I'm at it, see? Oh, Alison, you wait till she does bark. Benji frightened himself when he barked for the first time. It was really funny. Okay, so you see I'm doing that same little shape in each one of those sections there. Same with this one, look. Okay, and in we go. And then that one. All right. So looking at it facing inwards, I'm going to add a loop. And then I'm going to get 1.5 on either side. And then I'm going to fill in the gaps. Okay, now I'm only using my 2 here, so if the gaps are really big, you might want to switch to your 3 for that. They're quite narrow, so that's okay. Same sort of thing here. There you go. The van drive is long gone now. And then again, I'm just sort of working inside those little gaps there. There we are. And the next one. Well, I know Joanne's had a puppy as well, hasn't she? Looks really cute. I think she's not following the live today because she's taking it for its first injection, so that'll be fun. Yeah, those were the days when I could carry Benji. I don't think I could carry him anymore. Yeah, trying to get him to run up and down the garden, actually, it's not happening. He just follows me walking and thinks, well, he'll come back to me eventually. You've got to come in to the back door, so I'll meet you there. Do with him losing a bit of weight. Okay, so there we go. This is what we've got so far. So couple of other things, and we could actually sort of extend it and put another of these little diamond shapes in, but that's predictable, isn't it? I don't want to be predictable today. So there's my original line, you see, going at a diagonal. I'm going to move it along just a little bit, And then I'm going to create little aura shapes. You see, so it's just slightly off. And I'm going to do the same look for that one there. So there's my middle, but I've come in a little bit. And then follow that along. And I'm going to do that in each section, so I might as well do that bit there as well. That went a bit wonky, but that's okay. It's the angle I've actually got my little stand at today. It's a little bit awkward, but that's okay. All right, so you see it's got these little aura shapes. So if I actually follow my own practice and show so I can see exactly what I'm drawing and where, that might help. So I'm going to do these little shapes, and again, every one of those sectors, draw those lines in. So this is where I've got to make sure I can see what I'm doing. That's better, look. And again, that line there, I'm going to come in from that middle line, you see? And then let's put this one in. There. Okay. So, all the way around, doing that similar sort of shape there. Just following the lines. It's a good job I've got a straight edge with me today, isn't it? Okay. There we go. And to the next one. See, just following each one. So I think once you've got that first shape in there, everything else falls into place. It's all about just working around it. There we go. So one more to do. Let's put that one in there. And I'm going to do that middle bit there at the same time. Lining it up, drawing it in. Same here, look, lining it up, drawing it in. One there, look. And I think actually this is probably the most we've actually sort of used a ruler on one tile. A bit of a first, isn't it? Let's have a look. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to break this space up a little bit because, of course, it's quite big and we don't really want to do that. So where to break it up? Where's the best place? I imagine halfway, I think. Let's go halfway. And again, I'm going to use my ruler. So let's have a look between there, halfway. There. I'm going to use my ruler, line it up, put a line in. I'm going to do the same on that side. You see, I've got two sections now. It's the same here, look, find your halfway. That's it. And put a line in. So I've split it up again. Same on this side, so again, like, look for my halfway. Put my little edge in. Draw it down, draw it down. And again, halfway. Draw it down. Okay, so I've got little boxes around it. So looking at the first one, I want to focus on these in the middle there. Let's go in a little bit now. So here we go, middle bit. From this point, I'm going to come out and create a loop. And a loop that way. I'm going to get half in. And then a loop that way. Same on this side. So a loop through the middle. I'm going to get a bit more than half a one there, but just half a one there. And then aura inside those little lines. All right, so let's do the same on this one. From the point there, loop. And we're going to get half a one, then a loop. Oh boy, yeah, it does, doesn't it, a little bit? And you could actually draw it that way. You could add different colours in. A little bit of a stained glass window. You could actually add loads of different colours in, couldn't you? and then draw over the top of it. That'd be your brush pens, wouldn't you? Putting a coloured background in. That'd look lovely. Okay. Or you could do each one of these sections, you could do as a regular tile. So this is a regular. And then you could actually stick them together. Or a macro tile, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? A little bit bigger. Okay, not forgetting then, let's do those little, or those gaps. There we go. And then this one. And again, a little loop, loop, and a loop. I'll come back and aura those gaps in a minute. There you go. Okay. And little auras. Little auras. There you go. Okay, let's have a look at that. So far so good. So we've just got this little space left to do now. Now there's quite a lot going on in there. So usually it's nice to have a little area that doesn't have so much going on. So Len, these pens, I would say they would smudge on acetate, and I would doubt that they actually dried on it. Honestly, I'd go for a Sharpie or an alcohol marker if you're going to work on acetate. That's my own personal view, but you can try it. Okay, little curve. 1, 2, 3. Then to the next corner. 1, 2, 3, and turn it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, is it Sue? We'll try and do things like that now and again. It is Scott's birthday, so. And he is lovely, actually. He is lovely. Okay, so let's just have a little look at this one then. I'm going to do something similar here. Just put 3 there. And 3 there. And then 3 there. And 3 there. You see? And around there. 3 there. And 3 there. And again. 3 there. And 3 there. Okay, let's have a little look at that. So that's the kind of thing. So we're still leaving little bits of space in there. And you see how we actually aura it inside these loops? So we're going to aura it inside those loops as well. And there. Okay, so just like we did in the middle, we're going to do little auras inside. Okay, and that one. So don't worry too much about trying to get them all looking the same. Just enjoy going around the shape. And each one's going to be different, because it's nice to sort of go with it. And oh, look. And in we go. You see, just keep it going. And again. You see, just sort of following those shapes. Turning the tile just so you can sort of get there where it's going to give you a nice sort of comfortable feel. You don't want to be stressing out with this. There you go. And again. And again. So, last one. And I see, because there's a little bit of black in the middle, everything else is a little bit sort of two-dimensional, and you're really seeing this bit in the middle. So if I come in now, I'm just going to pick on a few things, but I'm going to swap over to my O3 pen because some of these bits I'd like to fill in just a little bit. So like really little auras. Let's fill those in. Just around those edges there. Okay. And then this one. You see, just sort of having that 3 just makes it feel a little bit better. I love drawing with my 3. It's nice to have that weight behind it. It works brilliantly with larger pieces. But sometimes that 2 just gives you that fine line. There we go. See the difference that's making already? And then looking at my little curves here, I'm going to fill in that middle one. Again, it's giving it that feel that it's going underneath that one there. Same there. So just always putting that one in. There we go. So I'm looking now for any of those little curves and filling that line in. Okay. Oh, Sue, that's very kind of him. Dave does really, it's really positive, isn't he? It's lovely. So, okay. I've known him quite a while now, I think. Yeah. Okay. So you see how different just having those little bits in has made it look. So what I want to do now is I'm going to come in with my pen. And I'm not going to necessarily fill things in. Although these are quite small, I might see how it goes. I'm going to start with this top section here, you know, this sort of box shape. And I'm going to come across the whole thing at the top there. And again, you can use your straight edge for this, but I'm going to come on in. I'm going to fill it in. Like that. Okay. And the same across the top of this one. Like that. Okay. And then these little loops, we're going to come in and just put some in that top bit there. A little bit there. So just sort of focusing on those top sections. There we are. So you're just putting a little bit in there. You see the difference that that's made? Okay. So then I'm going to have this. This is my sort of idea as I'm going to work around with the others. So I'm going to turn it round. And then just as before, I'm going to put that top line in. I'm going to thicken that line up. And then I'm going to thicken the line up. Okay. And then tops of those. Same there, look. You see, just adding a bit in the top there. And this is, I'm coming in with that thicker pen, only slightly thicker. We've drawn with these for a long time. But it just shows you the difference between using that 2 and that 3, doesn't it? And then again. Oh, Tony, I don't know why he's saying sorry. I'm sure I'll get a text later. I have no idea what they're doing. But then that's it. It's, you know, it's why I like working with them. They're very fun-loving, aren't they? Okay. Oh dear. There we go. And then see, same again, look. Oh, missed one there, look. And then again, there. This will be giving product away, you know he's like. Okay. And then next one. So again, look, I'm going to put in across the top there, and across the top there. Okay, and again, thicken the tops of those, just along and down. Okay, so you can see before we've even done anything with the pencil and the shading, it's sort of looking a little bit different, isn't it? Just going to rub out now that pencil line across the middle. Don't need that anymore. Okay. And then looking at this bit here, see I said that was going underneath. So what I'm going to do is add a little thicker line there. And I'm going to do the same down there. Just on that one, and then on this one. Okay. And then on this one, I'm going to do here. And I've already done down this side, so that's fine. And then I'm going to do here with that one. Okay. And then this one, I know I've already done the bottom, but I'm going to come down and do that section as well, and down there. And that section as well. And down there. Okay, so you can see it looks now like it's going underneath. This one I'm not going to do because that now is sort of going to be on the opposite side kind of thing. So let's focus our attention now in the middle here. Okay. Am I bringing anything new tomorrow? Do you know? No, I'm not. Purely because it wasn't a scheduled show as such. It was sort of, they asked me to do a couple of extra hours. So not as such. My new products are going to be next week, next Friday. You see what I've done there? I've thickened up all of those lines there. And then I'm going to do this line, and this line. You see? And while I'm here, am I going to fill in those? You see what we can do? We can actually add on a bit of weight on those there. And I'm going to fill in those little bits there because they're quite small. So again, and here, I'm going to do that line. See, thicken it up. And that line. And then down here. There we go. Oh, went up a little bit there, that's okay. Shade that a bit. And then again, I'm going to do those. And then again, I'm going to fill in those bits there. Okay. So then this one, I'm going to do those bottom edges again. And those. Just as before. And then I'm going to do this side. Okay. There we go. See how much darker it looks there now. And then here, top ones. You see, it's like that. Fill that bit in. So we don't have to do any shadows in there. And then on this side, this one. So those 3 lines again. And across there. And that one. And then into this. There we go. Fill those in. And then see where I've done this side on here. I'm going to do this side on here. So there's no real right or wrong way with this. It's about you having a bit of an experiment with it. So you see you're getting a little bit more 3 dimensions in places just by having those extra lines in. So if I was to have done this thick line on this side as well, you perhaps wouldn't get as much 3 dimension because you don't want to do every single side, and that's the most important thing, not every single side. So let's bring a bit of pencil in then, and let's have a look. So where I've done my thicker lines, I'm going to add a little bit of shading to it. See, so I said it didn't matter about that little bit there. I'm not going to do anything in the middle there, and maybe just a little bit on there. And then same here, look, where I've got the dark bits, I'm going to bring those in. And then again, just a little bit in there. So this time, look, my darker sections. There we go. And then into that bit. Same with this one. There we go. So again, looking at where the darker sections are. So again, it don't matter so much about that now. You can't really mix it in. And again, now where the darker is here, look, you see I've actually gone in and I'm going to go along in those sections. So this one. You see I'm going over what I've already drawn. Same there. The same across there. So I'm not being too neat about this because it's going to get softened off anyway with the tortillon. Okay. Loops, I'm going to sort of leave those. Let's see what happens, okay? So in comes the tortillon. Let's start in the middle and work outwards with those, not filling all of it in, leaving the little spaces. Same with this one. And then into this one. Go. And then looking at my little spaces here. Now again, you'll notice that I've not used graphite on every single space, so I've not done any on these. Just because if we're not careful, we could end up with graphite over everything. I'm going to do that one while I'm here. We do want to have some spaces where there isn't any, so we get that. Oh, sorry, we get that little bit of contrast. Okay, so same here. Because there's quite a lot, I'm going to come in with a bit of a swirl there, and then soften it off. Bring it down a bit. See. And then this one, we can always go back in and we can add a bit more if we need to. So if you've got something that you're not so sure of, just sort of add your tortillon in and then go back and add more. Look at it for a little bit and see where you think it needs a bit more light and dark. But you know, the choice is yours, and it is easier to add it than it is to take it away. I know we can rub it out, but it always does leave a little bit of a mark, doesn't it? It's never as pristine when you've finished. So just sort of be aware of that. And there's no right or wrong. You can draw this and add it as you're going. You can draw a bit and then you could go in and shade it. It's entirely up to you. Let's see. Okay. So same again here, like just softening that pencil off. Working my way around. And then into this one. So there. Going to give that a bit of a swirl, so it's a little bit more controlled there. Okay, let's have a little look at that. Okay, so we've got some sort of dimension starting to come there. I'm just going to bring my white chalky pencil in, and I've got my sides here where I've got my darkness, so I'm going to come in and add a little bit of whiteness to those areas. Now, of course, if you were using a regular cream tile, just going to rub that line out in the middle there, then you're not going to see it as much. I've still got a line up the middle of that one. But, you know, I'd still put it in. I would still add a little bit there. Or maybe go in with your rubber and just make sure that these areas are clean and free of graphite. So you've got something that's going to give it a little bit of brightness there. Okay, we can add a little bit at the top of these if you want to. Same that. I mean, we could carry on working this for quite a few hours, and there's lots more you can do with it, but in terms of how far we're going to go, see there, just there you've got graphite on it, here you haven't. So I'm just adding that little bit of a highlight, just picking up on those areas that don't really have any graphite in there. Okay, and of course a little bit in the middle. There it is. So we're starting to get that little bit of dimension there. As I say, you can go back in, you can thicken up some of these lines, or you can add a little bit of colour in. But that's probably as far as we're going to go to the extreme. Again, go in with a darker pen there if you want to. Bring a bit of black in. Actually, I've got my pencils here. Shall we try it? Or just bring a bit in? See what you think. Okay. So, you see, if you come in with a normal coloured pencil and where you've put your shade, add a little bit more black. You see, it gives it a little bit more darkness. And because you've already shaded, you don't have to worry so much about trying to blend it in. You can just come on in and add a touch of darkness in there. Okay. You see, I'm not really colouring again. I'm just adding that little bit in. There we go. A little bit of almost like an illusion-y kind of piece there. There you go. Okay. So, last thing to do then, pen in hand, a little bit of a signature. I say, I know this was a day early. It usually should be on a Friday, but being that I'm a hobby maker tomorrow, it's wouldn't be able to do it. So, hope you've enjoyed that one. And I hope you're going to have a go at this. Maybe try it in a few different colours. Maybe, Maureen, do a completely coloured background and then put your tangling in over the top so it does look a little bit more like a cathedral window. But whatever you're deciding to do, have a bit of fun with it. And if you are around tomorrow afternoon, it's 4 and 6, I'm on Hobby Maker. So drop in and say hi, and I'll speak to you then. Okay, take care everybody, have a lovely weekend. We will try and post some pictures of things we're doing at the weekend, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, have a good one, everybody. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.